Gentile Arena on the campus of Loyola University. Just 2 hours ago, the Valley released their preseason all-conference team as well as the polls. Over the next 4.5 hours, we will bring it all to you, including each player from the men's and women's all-conference team and the State of the Valley address from Commissioner Doug Elgin. But we want you, the fans, to get involved. So to do so, tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Tipoff, and we will try to answer all your questions on air live right here from Gentile Arena. But before we get to that, let's meet this year's all-conference teams.
Inside and banks it in.
He is really developing to be a
look from the high post. Tuttle. Perfect. Tuttle has 7 in the first half. Dumps the pass off with 10 on the shot clock.
If not,
Tuttle. That's a 2. 11 for Seth Tuttle.
Desmar Jackson all the way from the dunk. All turnovers are bad. What a turnovers that stand on this bothered someone in the first half. Desmar Jackson got the roll. He has 6 tonight. He started to toss the ball, and there is Brown Soils on the steal. Middleton. Jackson finishes. He has 10. Freshman of the year starts the game with a deep shot clock, late shot clock, deep 3, and now Marshall with a spin move all the way in. How about that acceleration? Freshman of the year. That's why. Explosive state lead.
hope you go live here, so.
And that's a pretty good place to go to try to come back. Marshall's got 15, Rich.
Crafty down low. Jake Odum drives. Jake Odum, the shot that rims in. It is
unhealthy and his numbers show it. An opening for Odum and then the dunk. Justin Gans.
Odum turns. The fadeaway is good. It's 24-23. Jake Odum making a tough shot there.
That's awesome. 3.5 hours to get from like.
It wasn't bad.
For Whitley, as we have our first point of the evening. Now Macklin on the drive.
That's why she's so good. Look at that defense on the pass.
Macklin so quick, cutting to the hole. Beautiful pass by.
A lot more zone than I expected them to be playing tonight. I'm sure it's to try and stop that shot right there. Kendall Clark had a really slow first half. In fact, that was her first bucket in the first half. But in the second half, she just lit it up. It was off the dribble. She shot the three. She made the assist. She found the board. I thought Kendall Clark had a great second half, Scott.
And congratulations to Kendall.
Now to Lindsay Booker, Bob in the lane, now to Law, she wheels, banked it in, count the hoop and a foul called, Simone Law.
Out to Becca Smith. Becca tries to drive to the basket, left it for Law, baseline jumper. Booker back up to Monica Albano, down to 16 on the shot clock, into Simone Law, backs down her defender, goes up strong and scores. Great.
For the Sycamores. Johnson inside to Valley, passes it up. Munn for three.
Kind of thought it was
On the rebound, pushes it up to Munn. Munn inside, Jessica Valley.
almost the entire game.
Munn with another three attempts. And the Sycamores have their largest lead of the night at 6.
Out on the baseline, the double team, skirts it. Harden out front, 2 seconds to shoot, and she drains it from 8 feet. Well, being their emotional leader, she's their vocal one. And she's fired up. She's the fiery player that helps get going on a roll. Now it's Harden trying to finish what she started. Creates the be aggressive, get it inside the paint, work inside out. And there's a nice ball. You know, Wichita State. On the drive.
That's why she's so good. Look at that defense on the pass.
Macklin so quick, cutting to the hole. Beautiful pass by.
A lot more zone than I expected them to be playing tonight, but I'm sure it's to try and stop that shot right there. Kendall Clark had a really slow first half. In fact, that was her first bucket in the first half. But in the second half, she...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Missouri Valley Conference Tip-Off Show. Now that you've met the players and you know who the all-conference team selections are, we are now joined by one of those players here, and that is Anna Munn. Anna Munn, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Anna, you were selected to the Missouri Valley Conference first team for the first time. You were a second-team selection for the previous 2 years starting your sophomore year. What's it feel like to now climb that hill and be on the first team?
It's just a big honor. I'm really blessed to be in this situation. The team has worked really hard this preseason. I owe it to them just to be in this position that I am right now, and I'm just really thankful to have them and just a support system of my family as well.
Now, to say that you kind of do everything for your team would be rather an understatement. You led your team in points, and not only that, but you led the whole league in minutes played with 1,123 minutes. What kind of a toll did that take on you?
At the beginning of the season, I was prepared to play, big minutes. We weren't very deep, which is something that we have this year. But I think mentally it was more than really something physical. My body, it's fine. I just had to get through it mentally, and I made it with the help of my coaches and my teammates.
And how does that, playing all those minutes, how did that translate to you being such a leader on the team?
I've had to be in that role for, my high school career, and also just stepping into it, coming in, sophomore year, that's when I really found the leadership role here with Coach Warren. And, I take it in stride and just, learn from the girls every day, learn from Coach. And, that's something I pride myself in, is just being a leader, whether that's on the floor or off.
You mentioned that you were a leader in high school. You were a 4-year captain for your high school girls basketball team. What's that like, coming in as a freshman in high school, just leaving 8th grade, being at such a young age, and being named captain?
Yeah, I was a little starstruck at the beginning of, coming out, starting my first game as a freshman, not knowing what I was getting into. But, my Coach David Cupp, he was really great with me over the 4 years and really taught me a lot of how to be a leader, both on the court and off. And I just took that and built on it for, these 4 years that I've been here at Indiana State.
And Indiana State, why did you choose Indiana State? What made you want to go there?
I went to a couple of schools around the Indianapolis area, but, Indiana State was really the family atmosphere that I was looking for. It's a little bit closer to home, so my family was able to travel to pretty much every game, and that's one of the big things as well. Okay.
And now, your team this year has been selected as the top team here for women's basketball. What's that like?
Coach told me on the way here that we were picked number 1, and my reaction was, pretty much the same as if we were picked last in the league. It's, you got to earn it, and it doesn't matter if you're picked last or first. We go out every day and just work, to be that top seed, and I think we earned it, but we have a long way to go. So I think that's what we'll prove this season.
How do you feel that you guys have put yourself in that position to be the number 1 team? What about your team makes you the number 1 team?
I think we have just the depth that I was talking about earlier, and just the experience with a couple transfers that have come in. We only have 1 true freshman, so that really helps. We have 4 of the 5 starters coming back, so that helps us as well. And I think just our camaraderie and just our collective unit as one will really help us in the tournament.
And going forward this year, what are you looking forward to?
I think I'm looking forward to the most is just making as many memories as possible. This group that we have, 16 of us, it's a fun group to be a part of, and just I couldn't have asked for a better coaching staff and a better group of girls to be with my last year of college basketball.
You see the commercials about there's thousands of athletes who go professional other than sports. What is your goal when you finish college?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and I really want to try and pursue the overseas route.
Wow.
Just to continue my basketball career, something I've been doing my whole life. I can't see it being over right after this season, so I think that's one thing that I really want to strive for.
Is coach an option?
It is, but we'll see where the career takes me first.
Now, going on to, speaking of careers and WNBA careers, there's a new team in the Valley, Loyola. They have a new coach, Cheryl Swoops.
Yes.
What's that going to be like, playing against a team who presumably has arguably one of the best players, WNBA players of all time, as their coach?
It's just an honor to be able to play against her. Growing up, I watched her play and, learned a lot from her. And I know the players on Loyola are really excited to have her as well, so it'll just be a good honor to play against her.
One last question. In one word, describe your team this year.
I would say relentless. We're ready to get things going, and we've been up against a lot of obstacles in this preseason, and we're ready to go for this year. So.
Excellent. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
That was Anna Munn. Coming up next, we'll have Carasia Macklin. Stick with us. We'll be right back. There you are.
Good work.
Done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good luck this year.
Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship, November 13th, 15th, and 17th at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. For tickets and more information, call 309-677-2625 or visit BradleyBraves.com.
NCAA March Madness is coming to St. Louis. Experience it live.
Oh, brings it home.
As 8 of the top collegiate teams compete for a shot at the NCAA Sweet 16. Don't miss the buzzer beaters. As Cinderellas crash the party at the 2014 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. March 21st and 23rd at the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis. Affordable tickets now available. Visit ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship, November 13th, 15th, and 17th at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. For tickets and more information, call 309-677-2625 or visit BradleyBraves.com. Be there for every pass of the ball, set-saving dig, match-winning kill, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Volleyball Championship, November 28th through 30th at Charles Koch Arena in Wichita. For tickets and more information, call 316-978-3267 or visit GoShockers.com.
First off, I'd like to say congratulations on making the all-conference team. But how does that feel?
It feels great. Just a lot of respect, and it's an honor for to be chosen. But I'm looking forward to winning more games. It means a lot to get individual stuff, but I'm more about the team. So.
You mentioned about the winning more games. Last season did not turn out the way I'm sure that you had wanted.
Yes, sir.
How are you guys moving forward to help change that?
Valuing the little things. Coach stressed that a lot, and it takes skill, and she's been improving that and developing us as players. So that's the most important thing right now.
And you mentioned the coach. It's a change in coaches for those who don't know. It's switched from Missy Tiber to now Cindy Stein. And what's that transition like for you?
The transition's been great. She's been teaching more, and we feel more of a students to the game. And I think one of the biggest things was for her is to build our IQ in basketball, and that's been the biggest transition for all of us. And we've been taking the time, and it takes time to build that, but it's been great. I like it, and the team like it a lot. So.
How much have you learned?
It's overload. I can tell you, I've learned so much as far as in being decisive and what decisions to make at what time. So it's just been a lot. It's been a lot, really.
Do you feel that's bettered you as a player to learn all the basketball IQ rather than just going out there and?
Well, at some point you have to know what you're doing, and then have it to be a natural instinct, and so at this point, learning what I'm learning, just being able to transition into the game is what main focus is. We learn a lot in practice, but we got to be able to put it into games and game situations.
When was basketball most fun for you?
Probably when I was about 3rd grade, when we had we would have these little tournaments and stuff, so we got to just do whatever we wanted to do, and it was like you learn stuff, but then again you just playing with friends and family, and you just having fun and you being supported, so that's probably the most fun.
So would you say it's more of a chore to a job then now?
Well, I think it's just more expected, and so you have to have a sense of responsibility now. And back then, it's just more freeland.
Gotcha. And this year you guys lost Creighton, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Who do you think is the top team? It was picked earlier as Indiana State. Do you see them as being the team for you to beat?
Well, I have a lot of respect for all the conference, teams, but I know Wichita has lost a couple of seniors, and Illinois State lost some big players. So I can respect Indiana, State being the next in line for that. But like I said, I respect everybody. I think everybody is, a target. We only won 13 games I only won 13 games in 2 years. So, I'm just thirsty for some wins, and that's the main focus right now.
Which player are you most looking forward to playing against?
I'll say Alex Harden.
Why?
I think she's in my class. I want to say she's in my class, but I just like how she plays. She's real relaxed and calm, and she's a defensive player. And at any time, you would like to play a defensive player just to see how your offensive game may be and match up with that. So I'm just looking forward to it. I like seeing her play too. So.
All right, switching gears a little bit here. Tell me about your worst or weirdest first date.
My worst or weirdest first date. I couldn't tell you that I've been on a lot of first dates, but my weirdest date will be probably going out in some sweats and just, you would expect to be dressed up and all dazzled, but I just would have some sweatpants on, hoodie, just being comfortable and relaxed, and he looked at me like, oh, okay. So I thought that was pretty funny, and, just being able to be yourself and, have somebody like you in that way.
Would you say that you are more of a Gatorade person or a water person?
Gatorade. I don't like water. As an athlete, you have to drink water, but I just love flavor. I love Kool-Aid, juice, and Gatorade is the next best thing to have, so definitely prefer Gatorade.
We're here now in Chicago. What has been your favorite part about being here?
The views. I love when we get in the hotels that's really high in the sky because we get to look above the city, and that's been incredible. I'm from a small town, so you don't really get to see the city as you do now. So that's been really, it's been a blessing. So I like it a lot. So.
Do you like being in the city, or do you like the small town atmosphere?
I think I got used to, where I'm at in Carbondale, it's like more city, but then it's really laid back too. So I get best of both worlds, and we get to travel. I just, I would say just a little bit, but not too much.
Okay, fair enough. Have you had anything to eat up here in Chicago?
We've just been to Panera.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't try any of the local foods at all?
No, sir. Well, we just got in late last night, so we didn't get to stop in. But I know we've been up here on a couple of games, and we ate at different places, but I couldn't tell you the name of it. So. You
don't have a favorite place you want to be at?
No, sir. I know the pizza is really good, so I would like to have some more of that.
Awesome.
Do you like being in the city, or do you like the
This year, who would you consider to be your role model?
As in player?
Player, anyone.
Well, I've actually had more conversation with Charlotte West than anything, and I just consider her as a role model because she not only doing stuff within the program, she's been all around the world and she's supporting women's basketball on a high level, and I just want to be an important person one day. So with that said, she's a great person and a great individual, and meeting her personally, it's very inspirational. So I'll definitely say her.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
What was your best memory that you have at school outside of basketball?
My best memory will be my friends. We always probably once a week get together and go out to eat and just laugh and enjoy ourselves, other than just talking about basketball, talk about life and just having fun with that. So
which game do you have circled on your calendar right now this year?
All of them, pretty much. But I'm looking forward to playing University of Illinois. That is a big, BCS school, and I would like to see where we match up with them. So.
Excellent. In one word, describe your team this year.
creative. I'll say this time. So I just think like we have some individual talents, and Coach Stein doing a good job of developing us as basketball players, and getting our skill level up. And so I think we're going to be creative on the court and with defense and offense. So I think when we get to that point, we can be something special.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Cartasia. Appreciate it. Coming up next, we'll have more on the Missouri Valley Conference, including another all-conference player. Stay around.
Clear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good luck this year.
Seth, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Also, congratulations on being picked for the MVC All-Conference team.
Thank you.
You have just now begun your third year at Northern Iowa, and already you are third in UNI history in field goal percentage. How have you been able to do that?
Well, first of all, I got to credit my teammates. I've had some really good guards for the first 2 years that I've been there, and a lot of those shots that I've taken have been up close, mostly layups, dunks, dump offs. So it's been partly me being patient, just trying to find the best shot, and then our teammates, my guards that I've had have done a really good job of getting me the ball in good position to score. So it's been a little bit of everything.
Do you feel it's going to work out that same way this year for you guys?
Yeah, we got we got three really good guards, and Deion Mitchell, and then Wes Washburn's a lightning fast guard that we have that transferred from Tennessee. And so him and Deion are going to do a really good job of breaking defenses down and getting in the lane and just being able to, find me in a position to score and put the ball in the hoop. So I feel like that'll probably continue.
Excellent. Freshman year, you won the freshman of the year for Missouri Valley Conference. What kind of pressure does that put on you your sophomore year, and what kind of pressure does it put on you now that you are now on the first team all-conference? You were freshman of the year. Do you feel any of that pressure?
Not too bad. It's something that when you win that award or any award, people are your name's gonna be thrown out there a little more than it would be normally. But I don't feel too much more pressure. Basketball's a team sport, and I know that it's a lot more to it than just me putting the ball in the hoop and me getting rebounds. So it's I try not to worry about it, and I try just to play as hard as I can and then be a good leader for our team.
Last year, your team went 21-15. In high school, you were 92-4. How does it feel moving on to college and knowing that in one season you lost more games than you did in all your time in high school?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, my freshman year we lost more than I had in high school as well, and I'm not a fan of losing. I hate it actually, but it's one of those things where it helps motivate me to make sure that our team is prepared for the next game coming up. You know, it's one of those things where you just gotta learn from it, move on, and prepare for games in the future. So
excellent. And numerous teams recruited you out of high school too, coming from such a winning tradition, winning program, and being as good as you were. Some of those teams were Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Creighton. What made you choose Northern Iowa?
It was just a perfect fit for me. I was close. I lived pretty close to there. Grew up in Sheffield, Iowa, about an hour away from Cedar Falls. So I got to make a couple trips down to Cedar Falls. I got really close to with the coaching staff, Coach Jake, and then P.J. Hogan, the assistant, was the one who did most of the recruiting for me. And so I got really close with those guys, and it gave me just an opportunity to see what it was like, how they play, what they look for, and then being able to go down there a couple times, I got to know the players, and I knew that it was just a perfect fit for me.
You mentioned that you came from a small town in Iowa. What's it like coming to Chicago?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the big city life, to be honest with you. I'm used to the small town, no traffic, no stoplights, to be completely honest. It's different, but I mean, there's good food here. I got to eat at some Pete Miller Steakhouse last night. That was really good. So it was, it's just a different lifestyle, and it's nice to go to places like this one every once in a while. So.
Do you look forward to coming to Chicago to play Loyola?
Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun playing, having a new team in our conference. They got a pretty nice place here, and so it's we're gonna be excited to come and play against a good opponent.
Which game from last year would you like to have a do-over from?
It'd be hard for me to pick one. We had a road trip in the middle of the season where we went to Indiana State, and then we went to Evansville, or vice versa. I can't quite remember. And we lost to Indiana State on we fouled Jake Odum at about the half court, and he got 3 free throws and knocked him in for the win. And that was a dagger to the heart right there. And then we went to Evansville, and they ended up winning. We were up 6 with like a minute to go, and they hit 2 threes, went into overtime. We ended up losing that game as well. So there was those 2 games stick out, that little span there. But all the losses really I'd like to have back. But it's something that we look forward to not having happen this year.
Which game do you have circled on your calendar this year as one that you got to bring your A game?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to circle just one. Being a leader on the team now, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to. I mean, I'm going to have to bring my A game for mostly every game. But if I had to circle one game, probably VCU at home. You know, VCU is a good program. They're nationally known. They got a great coach. They got great players, and it's in our own arena. So it's something we gotta protect our home court, and it's on ESPN. So it's going to be a big time game.
Excellent. Who do you think will be in the NBA Finals this year?
Well, probably the Spurs and the Heat again. If I had to guess, I don't like the Heat. I wish anyone who played the Heat would beat them. I'm a Kevin Durant fan, so I like the Thunder. but without Westbrook, and I'm not happy with the trade of Harden. So I'm probably gonna have to go with the Spurs and Heat again.
Who's the reason that you got into basketball?
I'd have to say my father, probably. When I was younger, my first toy was a basketball. My first word was ball. When I was younger, I wanted to shoot hoops all the time, and I wasn't tall enough to reach a basket. My father went and bought those little miniature tyke hoops, and I still couldn't get the ball to it. So he put the hoop by a little trailer so I could stand on the trailer. So I was strong enough to get the ball to the hoop. So I'd have to say my father was the one who really put basketball into my life the most.
Who is your idol then?
My father probably as well. Yeah, I look up to him. He's taught me a lot. Basically everything that I know. He's a good role model for me, and I definitely have a lot to thank him for.
In one word, describe your team this year.
Fast.
Why?
We're fast. We're athletic. We're a lot more athletic and a lot faster than we had been. We add Wes Washburn, like I've mentioned a couple times, to the roster this year, and he might be the fastest kid I've ever played with or against with the ball in his hands. He's faster without the ball. We got Dion's fast, smooth with the ball. We got some wings that like to run, and we got some post players that don't mind running up and down the floor as well. So it's going to be fast. We're gonna pick the tempo up a little bit this year, and we're going to see what we can do.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right.
Coming up next, we will have another player from the all-conference team. But first, remember to use the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off to tweet all your questions at Valley Hoops, and we will try and answer them all here live on air from Gentile Arena. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Call 316-978-3267 or visit GoShockers.com.
Precision passing. Amazing ball control. Unbelievable defense. There's a reason soccer is called the Experience it live. The nation's elite teams meet at the 2013 NCAA Women's College Cup, December 6th and 8th at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Affordable tickets now available at ncaa.com/Women's College Cup. Precision passing. Amazing ball control.
Live from Gentile Arena at Loyola University. Joining us now is Desmar Jackson. Desmar is a guard-forward hybrid in Barry Hinson's system down at Southern Illinois University. Desmar, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Desmar, what's it feel like to be picked on the all-conference team?
It's an honor, man. It's definitely a blessing.
And now we are here in Chicago, Illinois. What's it like being in the big city?
It feels good, we are in Chicago, I guess they call it the Windy City, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it feels good, man. I'm just anxious for the season to start. We got our first exhibition game Saturday, so I'm just looking forward to the season.
And you guys have been in Chicago here for a couple days now. What have you gotten a chance to eat? Where have you gotten to go out? What have you gotten to do?
We really didn't do much last night. We got here like around 12:30, and we had ate like before we got to Chicago. So we ate somewhere like close to Carbondale. So, we didn't get to eat. We ate this morning at Panera. So, it's been all right though. It's just been a quick little stay. We got here at 12:30. I went to sleep at like 1:30. So.
What are you looking forward to then this Saturday with that exhibition here?
Just to see cause with all the rule changes this year, just anxious to see how they're gonna call the fouls, because they said you can't hand check, you can't put no hands on the guy. So, I'm just anxious to see how the refs will be calling the fouls this year.
Are you anxious on the offensive side of things, or when you're on defense?
On defense, offense, it should be a lot easier for me and for the rest of the guys who's playing basketball this year, because you can't touch the player, so it's gonna be easy for you to go to the hole and all that, and dribble and things like that. So. It's definitely going to be easier for the offensive guy.
I noticed, too, you changed up your hairstyle here this year. You used to be in cornrows there. What brought up the change?
It's just I had cornrows for a long time now. So, I don't know. I've been kind of getting tired of cornrows because I always used to have to get it braided, before every game and stuff like that. So, I just cut it off. And plus, my mom and my dad, they was on me it's about time for you to cut your hair off. So, I just cut it off. So.
Are your mom and your dad big influences to you?
Yeah, I talk to my mom, especially my mom. She's like my role model because she's a strong lady. She raised basically 3 of us by herself, one household. So, she's definitely a big influence in my life. And I still keep up with my dad. He's still a big influence in my life too. He tells me to do and don't, because he played football and basketball in high school. He was a pretty good football player. He played in the XFL. So.
He played in the XFL?
Yeah.
What was that like, having your dad playing in the XFL?
I didn't really get to experience it because I was a young child. I was he went 94 or something, 95. So I was young. I was 4 years old.
Okay. And does he ever talk about those playing days, compare him to you, and do you ever look at that?
He brings it up every once in a while. We talk about it. I seen film on him and stuff like that, so he was pretty good. He was pretty good out there.
And in high school, you came from, where was that again? Warren?
Yeah, Warren G. Harding High School.
Which was a pretty good basketball team there when you were in high school.
Yeah, At first, it was like a football school. I don't know if you ever heard of Morris Claret and Mario Manningham. He playing for the San Francisco. He's playing for San Francisco right now. Yeah, the 49ers. So, you know, it was a football school at first, and then in 2009, 2008, 2009, you know, it started changing to a basketball school. You know, we made it to the semifinals for the states. You know, we lost to Jaron Shelliger and Trey Burke. You know, so it was a good experience growing up in high school. It was a good experience.
What was that like playing against a guy like Trey Burke of his caliber in high school?
Trey Burke was actually younger. Like, he was like a sophomore, and I was a senior. So he didn't really score that much. He was a good point guard though, but the scoring came from Jared Sellinger and J.D. Weatherspoon. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but it was most of the scoring coming from them two guys. So.
And then what made you go from Ohio to Wyoming, and then from Wyoming to Carbondale?
Well, in high school, Coach Stewart, the coach that recruited me, you know, he would always call and check up on me. You know, he was one of the guys, one of the coaches who would keep up with me the most. So I felt like, you know, he was Wyoming, they was interested in me a lot. So, you know, I just stuck with that.
Desmar, in one word, describe your team this year.
We're young, but, you know, we're going to play hard this year. So, I would say we kind of athletic this year. More athletic than last year.
Why do you say that?
Because we got a lot of guys that can play different positions. Like, you know, we have a 4-man, Sean O'Brien, he's a freshman. He can play the 3 and the 4. You know, we just got a lot of guys who can play different positions, you know. So.
Awesome. Desmar, thank you very much. Coming up next, we will have a coach from the Missouri Valley Conference, but be sure to use the hashtag MVC Tip-Off Show, MVC Tip-Off, to get your questions answered live on air.
Game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship, November 13th, 15th, and 17th at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. For tickets and more information, call 309-677-2625 or visit BradleyBraves.com. Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Soccer Championship, November 8th and 10th at Black Beauty Field in Evansville, Indiana. For tickets and more information, call 812-488-2237 or visit GoPurpleAces.com. Be there for every kick of the ball. game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013. Be there for every kick of the ball. Game-saving stop, match-winning. Be there for every kick of the ball. Game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri
Welcome
Valley
back.
Conference.
We are live here at Gentile Arena at the Missouri Valley Conference tip-off show. I'd like to remind everyone to tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops tip-off for all your questions to be answered right here live on air. But right now joining me is coach of Evansville women's basketball, Otis Epps. Otis, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Anthony.
Otis, noticing your roster here, glancing over it, you have 6 freshmen.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
What's that like being coaching a group of wide range from your couple seniors, your upperclassmen, to having a lot of freshmen?
You know, it's actually, all 12 kids are great. We're really inexperienced. Christian Hardmatter lad only played a half a season due to injury, and then some of our returners didn't play a whole lot of minutes. And so you add that with the 6 freshmen, there's a lot of teaching going on. So a lot of head scratching, a lot of stopping and explaining, but it's great. We have a group, they're eager, they're hungry, they want to be good, they want to improve, and so I feel like we've improved every day. Some practices are better than the others, but we've improved every day.
And what do you think has most improved with your team?
The consistency in terms of their chemistry, moving the basketball, knowing who to try to get open in our offense, understanding when to make plays and when not to try to make a play. All those things, that decision-making, that basketball IQ is really improved. And something that I've done for the first time this year, I've done a lot more of playing in practice. Normally we do a lot of breakdown stuff throughout the year, 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4. This year we've tried to do a ton of 5 versus 5 things so that they learn to play the game quicker. Nothing replaces actually playing in the game, but just the more you can put them in those situations where they have to make game decisions, really helps them improve in terms of their thinking, and it's really shown up for us.
Why did you make that change yourself to switch that 5-on-5 from being a coach who does the 3-on-3 and all those breakdowns? Why this year would you decide, okay, maybe it's time for this change?
That's a good question. I thought for this group, knowing that we had so many freshmen, so many inexperienced players, that we had to find a way to help them be better prepared to play at the beginning of the season. And so this is the one way I thought that we could do that, getting up and down, playing 5-on-5. Sometimes we'll have referees come in just to put them in situations where it's game-like as possible. And so, because we're going to play, all 6 of our freshmen are going to play. And so they have to be comfortable when they step on the court. And so that's one of the main reasons behind doing it.
Who do you see as the leader of this team?
Ideally, I like Christian Hart and Mallory Ladd to lead the team. They've been doing a good job of it. But we've had the emergence of Laura Friday. She's done a tremendous job with her leadership. Really vocal, really takes players under her wings and explains things. And you like to see that. Normally in the past, I like to handpick my captains, but this year we're going to let the team vote, because I think we have a lot of kids that are really stepping up and trying to lead, not only by example, but just in terms of holding people accountable, talking to them, guiding them, trying to do things that we expect them to do.
And how do you think that's going to help your team, having your team name them captains rather than you name the captain?
Well, I think for the athletes, it should mean a lot coming from their peers that they think so highly of them. They have so much respect for them in terms of being a captain. And for a coach, it's nice to have that kind of internal leadership, so when you're in adverse situations, you know that you have people on the floor that the team respects, and that they're going to listen to there, and those kids are going to echo the same things that the coaches echo. So I'm really excited about it. This team is much different than the last 2 years, just the personalities we have and just the sheer athleticism and talent that we have across the board.
Your third game this year outside your exhibition is against Missouri, Mizzou. What's your mindset going into such a big school, a lot of freshmen?
Yeah, for us, Missouri, we played them 2 years ago, and I was an assistant coach at the University of Wisconsin, and the thing that separates BCS programs from mid-major programs is post-play. And I don't think that there's too much separation in terms of the size that they have when you look at our roster versus their roster. And so for us, we're playing with house money. We're going to go in there and we're going to put our best foot forward and see what happens.
Excellent. Now, switching a little bit gears here, who's the jokester of the team?
Besides me?
Besides you. Besides you.
I would say Sarah Dickey in the most awkward way. She's just a quirky, weird, kind of funny girl. I was in the locker room with them the other day. I was taking some coupons in there for them to go to Cold Stone, and she said to me, Coach, I was looking at my dog Bear the other day, and I thought he'd be good to eat. And I'm like, what? Just the weirdness of her personality, it's just being funny. She said that to be funny. We have a lot of different characters on the team, but in my opinion, I think Sarah's just sneaky funny. And then you have Dakota that doesn't know that she's funny. She does a lot of goofy things. But just in terms of cracking jokes and trying to be funny, probably be Laura Friday as well. She has a pretty good personality.
I've asked a few players this question now. Now I want to hear it from a coach's perspective.
Okay.
What was your weirdest or worst first date?
First date? That's a great question. Oh, man. That's a great question. Weirdest. You know what? I don't know.
Never had
it's been
one
a
that was
long
real
time
awkward.
since I've been on a date.
Fair enough. Describe your hometown to me and how it's different than where you're at now.
I grew up in Detroit, and so it's vastly different. When I grew up, Detroit was the third largest city in America, and now there's probably close to 700,000 that live in Detroit, and so it's much different. I went back and visited family this summer, and just with all the things that they're going through with the economy and everything, it's just kind of sad. But it's a great place to be from. It's made me the man that I am. And Evansville is just a great town. It's a great family town, a good atmosphere, a great place to raise your family, and so I really like where we are.
In one word, describe your team.
Solid.
Why?
I just think we have a lot of pieces. We're young, but I think part of being young is that they don't know any different. I think they're going to go out and they're going to compete every night and make some great things happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Coach Otis Epps. Coming up next, we'll have more to come from MVC Tip-Off Show here at Loyola University from Gentile Arena. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
every pass of the ball. Set-saving dig. Match-winning kill. And the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Volleyball Championship, November 28th through 30th at Charles Koch Arena in Wichita, Kansas. For tickets and more information, call 316-978-3267 or visit GoShockers.com.
Where are you coaching for?
March Madness is coming to St. Louis. Experience it live. As 8 of the top collegiate teams compete for a shot at the NCAA Sweet 16. Don't miss the buzzer beaters. As Cinderellas crash the party at the 2014 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. March 21st and 23rd at the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis. Affordable tickets now available. Visit ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
As an assistant coach, and then I played at Ohio State. So coast to coast, back to the Midwest.
What did you like about? Which school did you like the most?
They all
Besides the one you're at now, which one did you like the most?
They all had great.
Welcome back. We are joined now live with head coach Barb Smith of the Illinois State women's basketball team. Barb, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Not a problem. Barb, this is your first year as head coach.
Yes.
Describe what that feels like.
Well, in the first year, it's a brand new team, so it's new for everybody. We are a brand new coaching staff. Every single member on the staff is new. Brand new team, so everything is so new. The first year, and especially these first few months that we've had, have been getting used to our team, knowing who the players are, the team getting to know the staff getting to know each other, the staff getting to know the policies of the university. So there's a lot of just figuring out what's going on in this first 6 months.
Now describe what it feels like to be transitioning from before you were an associate head coach. Now you're head coach and at a brand new school with a brand new set of girls whom you've probably never met or done anything with prior to being head coach here at Illinois State. What's that like for you?
Well, I knew a lot of the players because when you're recruiting, the names are out there, so you kind of know. And at St. Louis University, I was also the recruiting coordinator, so I knew a lot of these players.
Okay.
But there's still transition and just moving a little bit down. The next seat on the bench is a huge difference. You're now making decisions not just in your job responsibility areas, but in the overall program, and that takes a lot more time. So you're spending time with each assistant coach, trying to help them with their roles, and then also players trying to help them with their roles, and your job just got a lot bigger. But I'm loving every minute of it.
Obviously, you just made this transition, but how are you adjusting to being now, like you said, the one who makes all those decisions, who everything goes through you? It's no longer you're the associate kind of working with the coach. You are.
I think, the whole process has gone great because I have great people. And when I give out a responsibility, I have great coaches that just take it and run with it. And so, yes, it's a lot more decision making and a lot more time spent with the organization of the program, but our goal is to always be better than we were yesterday. So if that's my focus every day, we're just trying to be better than we were yesterday in every area, then it's easier to focus on. You can measure that, you can focus on that, and it makes it that much easier.
How would you describe your coaching style?
I think I'm a drill sergeant that is very caring and empathetic at the same time. I will push, we will push, we will work hard, but I'm also sensitive to the needs of every single individual and try to help them get through whatever we're getting through.
What element of basketball do you stress the most to your players?
Well, this year we're going to have to stress defense the most. We are going to have to play defense. We have lost all of our returning scoring and most of our returning experience on our team. So we're a brand new team. A lot of these players didn't get to play last year. So there are open slots. And for us to be able to be in games, we are going to have to be a very, very good defensive team.
And how are you working in practice to ensure that you guys are this defensive team?
We spent a lot of time on defense. We spent a lot of time playing the kind of defense we want to play in breakdown situations and then building it up to game situations every single day.
I noticed here on your roster that you have 4 incoming freshmen, one of which is 6'4". How does that help you guys? Obviously with their size, but what does that bring to the Illinois State basketball team?
Well, I think anytime you have a low black player, somebody that's a big target in there, that's going to help your offense. And Kaylin Gebhardt is definitely 6'4". She's strong. She runs the floor, and she probably has made the biggest gains of anyone on our basketball team right now because she had to get herself in shape because we're trying to run. She has to pick up the college game, which is much different than the high school game. You've got to move your feet more. You have to be more active. It's very, very different, but she's done such a great job transferring the game and developing that she's going to play. She's going to have an integral part on our team.
Now you guys open up here this upcoming weekend against Northwest Missouri State. What is your goal for your team in that game?
Our goal is to be better than we were the scrimmage before. And we've had some unofficial scrimmages in practice. We've brought in officials, so we've had some play. And we've seen some things on tape. And so we'll now go into this next game, which is just another opportunity for us to get better and see did we get better? Did we get better at these certain things that we're trying to emphasize? And that's exactly how we'll look at this exhibition game. Now, it'll be set up and run like an official game. So we'll have a pregame meal, we'll have shoot around, we'll have all those things that you do in a regular game as a dress rehearsal. But really, we're trying to get better than we were yesterday.
See, coming up at the end of November, you're going to a Junkanoo Jam. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or not.
Yes,
but
right.
You'll be facing Florida and possibly Penn State and Oregon State. You're facing some pretty top talent there. How do you prepare your team to face such big schools?
Well, every time out, it's going to be looking back at the game before and did we get better. And these are going to be 2 great opportunities for us to go play some very good talent and see where we stack up at such an early time in the season. I think it'll be great for us to go against those teams.
In one word, describe your team.
Workhorse.
Why?
Because they'll work their tails off.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was head coach Barb Smith of Illinois State. Coming up next, we'll have yet another person from the Valley. Stay tuned and be sure to tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off for us to answer all your questions right here live on Valley Hoops.
Be there for every pass of the ball. set-saving dig, match-winning kill, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Volleyball Championship, November 28th through 30th at Charles Koch Arena in Wichita, Kansas. For tickets and more information, call 316-978-3267 or visit GoShockers.com. Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Soccer Championship, November 8th and 10th at Black Beauty Field in Evansville, Indiana. For tickets and more information, call 812-488-2237 or visit GoPurpleAces.com. Be there for every pass of the ball, set-saving dig, match-winning kill, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Volleyball Championship, November 28th through 30th at Charles Koch Arena in Wichita, Kansas. For tickets and more information, call 316-978-3267 or visit GoShockers.com. Be there for every pass of the ball, set-saving dig,
Hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off, and we will try and answer all your questions right here live on air. But right now, joining me right now is Jake Odum. Jake Odum is a senior guard from Indiana State. And Jake, you have been selected now to your second Missouri Valley Conference team. How's that feel?
I mean, it's a great honor, especially picked with some of the other guys around the league, Anthony Early, Walt Lemon, those guys, they're tough. It's an honor, but I wouldn't be able to be in this position without Coach Lansing and the staff and the rest of my teammates. I'm a team guy, and without those guys being there and trusting in me, none of this would be possible.
You guys lost R.J. Mahurin this year. He went to go play with his brother. What's that loss? How's that going to impact you guys?
I mean, RJ, he was going to be probably our second, third leading scorer this year. I grew up playing with RJ. I love him to death. But we are going to miss him a little bit. But we got guys that can step in and fill that void. He could stretch the floor out and knock down the three. But we brought in a nice JUCO player in Demetrius Moore, and we've got some other guys that's ready to step up and fill that void.
One of the freshmen that your team has also brought in is T.J. Bell, forward center out of Charleston, Illinois. He was
redshirt freshman. He was here last year.
He was?
Yeah,
okay.
He was here last year.
Bell he was a top 25 player in Illinois when he came out as a recruit, averaging 13 and 8 in high school. What's his impact going to be like this year?
He is probably our most athletic guy on the team. He came in last year and you could kind of say he was young. He wasn't matured yet. He wasn't there mentally, but but as far as the most transformation in 1 year, since I've been here, he's had the most transformation. The guy's going to be a stud. He's going to be a tough guy the Valley's got to deal with for the next 4 years. Don't know how much he's going to bring to the table this year. He's going to contribute, but look forward to him in the next few years though.
Excellent. Larry Bird is a legend of Indiana State. Obviously, nothing else needs to be said about Larry Bird. But how would you compare what he has done at Indiana State to what you have done at Indiana State?
Oh, you can't even compare that. Larry Bird, he's the legend of all legends. It's just nice to be able to play in the same place and look up in the banner and see Larry Bird up there, and it's inspiration. The guy did it all. He's arguably one of the best players ever to play basketball. So having him playing at Indiana State and being able to play there, it's a great feeling. But there's no comparing anybody to Larry Bird. You can't even compare people in the NBA to Larry Bird.
You redshirted when you came in here your freshman year. So now this is kind of your 5th year here at Indiana State. Does it really feel like you've been there 5 years?
It didn't until I got here today, and everybody keeps bringing it up that I'm a senior. I do feel like I've been here for a long time, but now that I, kind of taking a step back today and looking at it, and it's been a fun ride, and it's coming to an end quick. But I'm gonna look to enjoy this whole year, day by day, every day. I'm gonna take advantage every day in practice, and not let one of these games slip by.
According to your website, on your athletic site, your major is defined as open major.
Oh, I think
have you narrowed that down yet?
Yeah, I think that's been like that for 3 years or so. I'm a sport management major with a minor in coaching.
And what would your aspirations be after graduation?
I honestly don't know. I'm kind of a guy that lives day by day, and when that day comes, I'll kind of figure out the path I want to go. But right now my focus is strictly on Indiana State basketball and of course my academics.
If you could pick any team in the NCAA right now to put your team up against, who would you want to play?
That's tough to say. I don't know. Wichita State probably. I love going to Wichita and playing. You would think that maybe I would say a team like Duke or North Carolina, but they're just as good as those guys, and they went to the Final Four, so I'd like to play them. I love playing against those guys. They play the game the right way. They're really aggressive on the defensive end, and I really enjoy playing those guys.
Well, lucky for you, you get them twice this year. What are you looking forward to when you are playing them? Who's your man when you want to go up against?
Against Wichita? I mean, all of them really, but I really enjoy watching Clay Anthony early play, and also the Baker kid that they got. They just play the game the right way. They're athletic. They can shoot the ball. They can play different positions, and they bring just different things to the table.
You mentioned earlier that you are that senior, the fifth-year senior. When you stepped on campus 5 years ago, you had to have had an image in your mind of what you expected college to be like. Is that what it's lived up to be?
It has to an extent. I really didn't quite know what to expect when I stepped on campus, but you could kind of imagine some things going in there to the Holman Center and shooting around, shooting shots, and kind of dreaming of game time situations that you can be in, and some of those have came true. And but I got a big year coming ahead of me here, and we're looking to make some more memories.
Do you have any pregame rituals?
Not really, not too much. A lot of treatment, stretching. I like to be the first one in the gym every day before the game. I kind of pride myself on that before the game, but not really too much. Just lay back, relax, and make sure my mind's clear.
So you wouldn't consider yourself a superstitious player at all, that you got to carry around something or always have something with you when you go on a road trip or anything?
Not at all. Not really. I don't really look into that too much. I feel like you can control your own destiny.
If you could spend a day with anyone, who would it be and why?
You guys. No. No. I don't know. Really just friends and family. I'm not the type of person that really looks at people and like, oh man, I wish I could go hang out with this guy in the NBA or something like that. I'm a hometown kid out of Terre Haute, and I really just enjoy being around the people around there.
With the loss of Creighton, who would you consider the top team in the Valley?
You obviously got to give that to Wichita State. You want to say yourself, and I think we can compete with them, but they proved it last year going to the Final Four, and they earned that right to be at the top of the Valley.
In one word, describe your team this year.
Fun.
Why?
Because we're going to bring different things to the table. We're going to be enjoyable to watch. We've got a different assortment of players that can contribute in many different ways. We got guys that are athletic that are going to be dunking. We got guys that can shoot threes. We got guys that can play defense. So we're going to bring a lot of different things to the table that are really going to be enjoyable to watch.
All right, Jake, thank you very much. Stick around. We have plenty more to come your way right here live from Loyola University at Gentile Arena. You're watching the MVC Tip-Off Show.
Precision passing. Amazing ball control. Unbelievable defense. There's a reason soccer is called the beautiful game. Experience it live. The nation's elite teams meet at the 2013 NCAA Women's College Cup, December 6th and 8th at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Affordable tickets now available at ncaa.com/Women's College Cup.
NCAA March Madness is coming to St. Louis. Experience it live.
Brings it home.
As 8 of the top collegiate teams compete for a shot at the NCAA Sweet 16. Don't miss the buzzer beaters. As Cinderellas crash the party at the 2014 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. March 21st and 23rd at the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis. Affordable tickets now available. Visit ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship, November 13th, 15th, and 17th at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. For tickets and more information, call 309-677-2625 or visit BradleyBraves.com. Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Soccer Championship, November 8th and 10th at Black Beauty Field in Evansville, Indiana. For tickets and more information, call 812-488-2237 or visit GoPurpleAces.com. Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop,